Whew, Jesus, guys, that was edge of your seat stuff, man. 252. Jesus Christ. Um, just got the post-fight press conference ready to check that out. That's going to be interesting. But man, talking about my other videos and my breakdowns, you would have seen so many different people with a different take, different opinions. You can look at betting odds. You can go for crazy predictions like mine if you were that crazy. Just take a bet on what somebody says, that kind of thing. You can look at the stats, but UFC 252, and I'm talking, you know, really the last two fights. So Cormier, Miocic, and O'Malley, Vera. That's why I don't gamble, to be completely frank. Because who could have seen some of that stuff? I mean, look at what happened to O'Malley. Huge hype train. I don't exactly know what happened. It looked like he tweaked his foot, or, he kind of tripped over his own foot and his foot was compromised. Now, before that happened, to me, he looked like the sharper fighter. Um, and it looked like he just looked to me just I know it was early, but he looked better. He looked like he would outperform on the striking. And then post fight, Vera reckons that injury was caused by O'Malley throwing I believe it was a low kick of some sort, and then him checking it, perhaps him deadening the nerve in that foot or leg, and then him tripping over that his own foot or whatever. But it was very apparent that by that point he was out of the fight. So all the odds, even I was saying as well, all the odds were on O'Malley as far as I'm aware. But that's just the it's a that's the beauty of the game, so to speak. Why this sport is so exciting to watch. Um, Completely unpredictable. With regards to the main event, that was, man, that was edge of the seat stuff. Like I was on the edge, just heart beating faster. Like, man, I'm a huge fan of Cormier, so I did want him to win. I just felt like, sometimes you like to the universe, you like just let this guy go out on top. But as we know, it rarely ever happens, you know. I think we expected, as did many of the analysts, which I'm not, analysts and the numbers and things, we expected a lot more takedowns. Cormier said it was because Miocic was not overreaching. Um, what a surprising fight, man. What a surprising fight. It I must admit, because both these guys are so powerful, I just felt like any moment anybody could get knocked down. Cormier had some aggressive striking, some quality, very good jab on him, and then, and you might call this karma, because I know Miocic was complaining a lot about eye pokes in previous fights. Daniel Cormier receives one of the nastiest eye pokes I've ever seen, which was not really caught by the ref, Mark Goddard. He called it out. He said, "Man, he poked my." I said, "No, it was a punch." And then they looked at the trailer afterwards, or the what you call it, the replay, and that was a full force. I think it was the right hand finger in his eye, with the swelling and the bags. It was like a strike to the eye, like that, boom, you know. And after that, he was compromised in a big way, and then you could see in the post fight, that eye to me looked like dead. I don't know what kind of injuries he's got, but and he actually said in the post fight, his eye is his eye's gone. He said he was blind, so he's blind in one eye. So that's a really hard one. Some people might say the first fight was like a lucky perfect right, but I still think if you look at both fights before that adjustment in the second fight with the body shots from Miocic, he won the most rounds of the two. Also, a massive, a big change that Miocic did to help him kind of win out the rounds and was kind of pushing and keeping his weight on Cormier against the fence, preventing him from doing those clench strikes, things like that. That was a game changer. Um, but it's one of those things, we're not going to see Daniel Cormier again. And was it karma? I don't know, but that was a terrible eye poke, and the guy looked like blind to me, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's got to have like retina surgery or something like that. Um, and then just briefly, finally, with regards to Dos Santos versus Rosenstrike, it went as we all expected. He looked very good, very fresh, looked like he could hit hard, he was quick, but chin didn't hold up. And that was it. That was it, guys. That was an outstanding event. Uh, Looking forward to going on to the next one, having a look at that one, breaking that down, um, giving some crazy predictions. But yeah, for me, the takeaway is thank God I don't gamble, because there's a reason they say gamble aware, because many things happen in this event. As I said, I'm mainly talking in particular the kind of last 2 or 3 fights, which if you're a gambler, you could have lost a lot of money. I mean, the DC Miocic thing, I can imagine. I don't really know too much about how all these odds systems work. As I said, I'm not really big into gambling. Well, I'm not a gambler myself. Um, but I think, anybody could have won that fight, as we know from the other fights with Miocic and that. But yeah, that eye poke was decisive, man. So just trying to take a breather, man. That was such an impressive event. I think we're going to do some conditioning today, some more MMA bone conditioning. I think we're going to be doing some good old shin conditioning, IBMA approved. Dense bag, shin kicking, do some bamboo bundle, do a little test with our glass bottle, see how we're doing. Let's go. Thanks, guys.